Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Ultima IX Ascension. In our last video, the Avatar explored a crypt near Pause that we neglected to explore earlier in the game, and then returned to Britain to do some inventory management, spellbinding, and to have a chat with Lord British about using a moongate to reach the Shrine of Spirituality. But Lord British has left the castle. Indeed, he appears to have intercepted a letter from Blackthorn to the Avatar, in which the former attempted to goad the latter into a final confrontation in the Abyss. And Lord British has been sitting around in his castle this whole time, and I guess he's a little tired of letting his champion of virtue do all the work for him, so he's set out to the Abyss to handle Blackthorn himself, which is not really great because we do need to talk to him about the Moongate thing, but now on top of that, we'll probably also have to save his bacon from Blackthorn. And we will do that. But first, there are a couple of things I'd like to do we just haven't gotten around to yet. And they might involve these treasure maps. Indeed, we haven't driven the ship. We've let Raven do that the whole time, which is fine. But now I think it's time to do a little exploring to see what we can see. So let's talk to Raven about the news concerning Lord British.
Hey there, handsome. So where are we off to now?
Well, what's this about?
How about we go below decks for a little fun?
Why waste time going below decks? We've got plenty of space right here. That was fantastic.
Yeah, it was even better without the red-hot metal.
Very funny. So now that we've had our little fun, where do we need to go?
Well, I don't know what they just did, but Peter here got to see all of it. And that's why you needed to go below decks, Raven, just for future reference. We're going to pretend that never happened, which shouldn't be too difficult, considering I'm not sure anything even happened. Let's tell her about Lord British.
I need to find Lord British. He's in the Abyss.
The Abyss, huh? That's gonna be tough.
What do you mean?
I don't know how to get there. You know, every city of virtue has its opposite dungeon. Since the Abyss is the opposite of spirituality, maybe we should go to Skara Brae and see if we can find a way to the Abyss from there.
She's not wrong. Blackthorn even said the same thing in his letter, except he was like, yeah, you need to go there, but my master destroyed it. Yeah.
All right, let's go.
All right, Skara Brae it is.
Yeah, it's a little strange. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't, but the Avatar did scribble something about that. It just wasn't an indicator. Month 2, Day 7. Raven recommended that since the Abyss is the opposite of spirituality, maybe we should go to Skara Brae and see if we can find a way to the Abyss from there. And here we are at Skara Brae, but we're not actually going to go there. Let's take a look at this treasure map. Whoever made this one was kind enough to put coordinates on it. We can see that X marks the spot down at the center, the bottom. And we're going to want to be just a little bit north of 0, but not all the way up to 15. And we're going to want to be a little east of 60, but not all the way to 45. So, you know, it's not an exact science with this because it's like a treasure map, but that might be like 5 north and 50 west. I don't know. Let's take a look at the world map. Now we can see that we are here at Skara Brae, the flashing red pin. We're at the southern end of the island. We're going to need to head west for a while to clear the island and that temple in the water there. That's not just decoration. There's something there. and we'll head north for a while. About to the compass rose, in fact. And you can see that 00 is Castle British. Because, of course, Lord British's place would be the center of the world, obviously. Yeah, this is a bit of a trip, though. A bit of a trek to get there. And obviously, the numbers on this larger map are terrible. They're very, very pixelated. But you can see that our destination, if you look at the latitude, you got the 0 there, so just a little north of that 0. And then up at the top, the numbers are upside down for whatever reason. But yeah, you got 60 and then 45. So let's, we'll be aiming for about a 50, something like that. Long trip. To take control of the ship, you simply left click on it. And Raven is kind enough to pull it away from the dock for you. Get you a little clearance. It's very nice. We're just going to head west because we need to, as I said, get a little clearance so we don't run into land or landmarks. In Ultima VI, if you were to sail all the way off the map, or to the edge of the map, rather, you would hit the edge of the map. It was a bit like Discworld. There was just a waterfall and nothingness. In Ultima 7 Part 1, if you were to do the same thing, it would actually wrap you around the world. So you could just sail in perpetuity and never really get lost. The situation is different once again in Ultima 9. So I'm going to hit escape, which takes you back to the avatar. And let's take a look at the world map. The flashing red pin, it is gone. Yes, we have sailed very far west, and we could keep doing this forever, as far as I can tell. Maybe it stops somewhere, maybe something happens, but I don't feel like finding out, frankly. But yeah, we're pretty far west, and the game just lets you do that. So let's start heading north. That was weird. I saw a little flash of a tiny island or something, but it's gone now. Yeah, we're going to go kind of northeast so that we can continue going north. But, I think that was a little bit of land. Why is it gone now? What is it, a weeping angel? Get out of here. Anyway, yes, we'd like to get back on the map, obviously. We have some idea of where we are. Okay, yeah, we're starting to see some things, I believe. In fact, why don't we, oh yeah, there's definitely land over there. Ah. Yeah, that's quite an interesting looking structure. Yes, we'll be exploring that later. Now is not the time. Now is the time for sailing into the great blue yonder, which is really quite foggy, I must say. And it's too bad about the graphical glitches for the water. Kinda ruins immersion. They did put a lot of effort into that water, making it wave and having the textures change. It's not bad water for 1999, but oh well. We got some land over there. That is okay. We can go ahead and check the map, in fact. Very foggy. Let's take a look. Okay, yeah, so those are the little bits of land that we're seeing. We are heading up the western coast of the larger landmass. We've got a ways to go to before we hit the compass rose area, but I'd say we're roughly halfway there. Let's continue. And it's very nice music, at least. This is, in my opinion, a very typical kind of track for the kind of circa 1999 RPGs for when the party gains access to a ship or maybe a flying ship or vehicle or whatever that just makes the world that much bigger for them because suddenly they don't have to go on foot to reach everything, or they don't have to rely on plot mechanics or NPCs to take them places. Suddenly they can just explore and go wherever they're going to go. And so it ends up being very triumphant, effervescent music to convey that kind of sense of freedom. I've always appreciated that. I'm thinking mostly of like Final Fantasy 6 and 7 when I say this. Okay, well, let's take another look at the map, because I think we're getting closer to our destination. Well, looks like we need to course correct a little bit because I was trying to not hit land, and so now we're almost off the map again. So we're going to be taking a pretty sharp easterly turn. But at least we've gone pretty far north, which did need to happen. But yeah, X marks the spot, and X is certainly not over here. We might even start to see a little bit of land in the distance, about when we're getting close to where we'd like to be. It's possible. Well, it's a nice sky. Oh, and, I guess we're able to see what's going on underwater. Cool, I suppose. Kind of gives it away. I mean, I was able to see some land from under there, and we can see a little bit right now. That's good. Let's take a look at the map. Okay, I think we've gone a little far north, so now we're going to go to the southeast. But we're definitely getting closer to where we would like to be. All right, southeast. Because, yeah, we want to be something like, like we said, maybe 5 north, 50 west, something like that. So we must be approaching. Indeed, look at that. How very, very strange. What is that doing out here? I don't know. Apparently destroying our ship. Let's get off the ship and take a closer look at this nonsense. Okay. Well. So that's a thing that's happened. Oh. Ooh, that was dangerous. Here's a little trick. You can click the ship, and you'll end up back on it. Drowning a little bit, apparently, but on it nonetheless. And we're going to have to use that trick when we're done with this location. There is something interesting down there. Very interesting. But yeah, if we look at the map, you can see the flashing red pin. That is where we want it to be. We've arrived. And yeah, X marks the spots. Time to do a little diving, and no, blue potions and mana breath will not help you here. You just gotta dive on in. Maybe not that far. Yeah, because there are bubbles here to kind of guide you a little bit. It's still creepy and scary, though, and it might take some practice. Once you're here, make a beeline to the north. It looks like you're dying, but there you go. You're not going to. It's okay. What do we have here? This is a huge, semi-transparent dome of some sort, with some statues holding glowing orbs. Right. And this is a force field, so we can't go in there. Let's try to interact with the statue. Okay, so the glowing orb on that one disappeared, and yeah, we can see the sky down here. Not supposed to be able to. It's buggy. How about this one? And what has that done? That has cleared the force field. We can now enter this strange underwater dome that you can't really see once you're in. At least not from this angle. But we are in a dome. It's not ambrosia. It's certainly not ambrosia. What do we have here? What's going on down here? Can we interact with this? Nope. Can't identify it either. Well, this looks very interesting. We've got a tomb of some sort. That's a coffin. There doesn't appear to be anything else in here, so let's interact with the coffin. Oh boy, a dead guy. It's a body. Can't move it. That's just a two-handed sword. Not interested. The lightning sword is superior. And we've got a book. You know what? Before we read that book, let's take a look at the Avatar's vitals. Specifically, his two-handed skill. He's a journeyman. Okay. Let's read this book. From the notes of Sir William Lett, Master Swordsman. This versatile attack begins with a short defensive block, then strikes twice very quickly, doing twice the damage of a regular two-handed attack. Is that so? Let's check the Avatar's vitals again. Two-handed. Master. Yeah, do you remember how Duncan trained us twice and then was like, you know, I don't know the rest of this. There was some fantastic technique, but Sir William Lett took it to the grave with him. Well, we found Sir William Lett and his grave, and I guess, yeah, he did indeed take the technique to the grave with him, so now the Avatar has learned that, and we'll try it out later. Can't right now, for obvious reasons. And we've got all these little smaller domes within the larger dome. Nothing of interest in here, though. I guess someone got upset and flipped a table. There's always that. The entrances to these strange domes appear to be indicated by, I don't know, this glowing material. We've got two chests down here. One of them, which contains 37 coins, and the other, which contains a black potion and 2 yellow potions. Not interesting. Yeah, that's all that's in here. Let's head out. And it looks like there is one final dome. I really have no idea what this place is or what it was meant to be. I will say it's very buggy, as we'll see in a moment when we try to get back up to the ship. Ugh. Yeah, nothing going on in here either. So really the only purpose this place serves is to let the Avatar find the two-handed weapon mastery book. Hooray. And that's it. You'd think you can swim up to the boat from here, but you cannot. We are in a dome, I promise. No, we are no longer in a dome. Getting out of here is, well, it's a bit of a situation. There's a reason I put the boat right there. It makes it a little easier, but not by much. Because you know, so far so good, right? I mean, we're here and we can breathe. We're not dying instantly. But yeah, you go up too far and suddenly you are. So this takes a little doing. Remember how I showed you can click on the ship to instantly be on it? That's what we're going to do. And once we're on it, we're going to click it again so that we can command it. It's weird and I hate it, but that's what we're going to do. Okay, we're on it, and now... Yeah, that's... We're not dying, though. We're not dying. But we will have to be very quick about moving. Hold on, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to hit escape. Yeah, you're still dying in that moment until you take a step. And you can drown on the ship. But anyway, we survived. That's wonderful. And let's just get out of here.
Where would you like to go?
Well, so that's been settled. We're going to go to Minoc now.
Minoc.
All right. Let's take a look at the other treasure map. Pretty distinctive land masses, I would say, especially that one to the far northwest with the very long diagonal line, which, as one might imagine, is a bridge. We want to head out to that black dot all the way to the east, all alone out there. And when interpreting this map, you really want to pay close attention to that primary landmass there, because it's the best clue about what area this whole thing is referring to. Because now, if you look at the world map, you can see that that's it. This is where we are. This is where we're meant to be. In fact, that black dot looks to be like due east of here. So that's exactly where we're going to sail. Because unfortunately, as you probably saw, there are no coordinates on this one. You just you got to wing it. That was a nice thing about the other map. And Raven has pulled us away from the dock again. Thank you. And there's the column. Oh, gone. There it is. Gone. Such a strange rendering engine to do that. I don't like that very much. So we're heading almost due east. I mean, we'd hit the island there if we were to go straight east. And we can kind of even out right about now, I guess. This journey is not quite as long as the other one, and the destination isn't as perilous. In fact, it's not perilous at all. Which is good, because that other one is kind of a nail biter. It was very poorly designed with the water and the breathing and whatever else. Hey, looky there. What's that? Let's find out. And unfortunately, we definitely have some graphical glitches, and it doesn't render until you're really close to it, but it has rendered now. And we can see there's a treasure chest nestled between those two stones. And we're going to want to see what's in there. So let's jump up here and then to the island. Not interested in the black pearl there. But what do we have in this chest? That looks like bone armor. And indeed, it is bone armor. We've got bone boots. We have bone leggings. And now here's an interesting thing. At the very top tip of the reticule, you can maybe, I don't know, depends on your screen resolution and your eyesight and all that, but there's a little black pixel there. let's zoom in on that. Yeah, right there. See that? Let's examine that. Bone arms. Really? Yes, really. Yeah, that's not good. Ultima IX team, that's not good. That's actually really quite awful. Shouldn't have been like that. They're not invisible. They were just very poorly placed. But hey, we got them. We don't need them, but we got them. And yeah, if we take a look at the map, there we are. Pretty much the edge. Again, if I were to sail east, we would just end up going east for quite a while, or possibly forever. We're not going to do that. We are going to get back on the boat like that. That's very convenient. Probably because there are situations like this one, for example, although maybe he could jump. I'm not sure. But you could probably end up overboard and not be able to climb or jump back onto the ship. And so I guess that kind of left the designers with a situation like, how do we make it so that's not a game over? Because you've got to be able to get back up there. They're just like, what's a quick, just make it so you can click on it and you end up back on the deck. Like, oh yeah, I mean, it works. That's good. Okay. Well, from here, we do need to go to Skara Brae. That is next. And all we've really got are these pieces of bone armor and these treasure maps that we could put away. So let's just stow all this stuff in the bag. Okay, looks good. And then we'll head to Skara Brae to continue the plot. We'll do that in the next video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you then.